Retro Havoc is the most unhinged car show in the world. For the past 2 years, I've been going to this show called Retro Havoc in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. It's something that shouldn't exist, and I'm so glad it does exist. I talk about this sort of concept all the time, right? You look at something like the Baja 1000. The only reason why it still exists is because it's in Baja California and they live and breathe this off-road culture, and anywhere outside of Baja, I feel like it wouldn't survive and it wouldn't be as welcomed. It's so dangerous and it's so insane, and the fact that they race these vehicles on public streets and public desert, it's insane. It's the same thing when you're talking about something like Isle of Man. Where else can a race like that exist? It's just so crazy to me to see that sort of racing is still around. And to each his own. I'm glad that all these different parts of the world has different facets of car culture. What Malaysia has is this pure enthusiasm for this era, this generation of car culture. Pops and bangs, shooting fire, so many people gathered in one place to enjoy these builds. It's something unlike anything I've ever seen before. Kicker for this event is the fact that it's sponsored by the Malaysian Tourism Board. It's sponsored by the government, and it's just so cool that they recognize that car tourism is a real thing. It's something that I've been talking about more and more. For example, the car tourism in Japan, in the UK, in the US, in Australia is huge. There's just certain staple events that people want to go to. A lot of these folks don't care about going to the beach sipping umbrella drinks. They want to see cars and the culture surrounding it. Japan is bursting at the seams. There's so many people that are going to Japan just to check out cars around Tokyo Auto Salon, around Nismo Festival. Daikoku is insane now. All the time when you go there, there's so many people from all over the world. They just want to go and see what the car culture is like in Japan. Same thing for the UK. You have Goodwood Festival of Speed, you have the F1 race, you have so many events that bring people to the UK just to enjoy cars. I was just at Pebble Beach and I could not believe how many people were there just for car spotting. And this is something that I've been talking about in terms of why it's exploded just around this time. I honestly have a feeling that it has a lot to do with the shutdown. Media before the 2020 to 2023 shutdown era was growing in such a big rate. YouTube car content as well as Instagram and TikTok car content was already exploding around 2018, 2019 era, especially with Hoonigan pushing the limit of what's possible in terms of daily uploads. And of course, Ken Block pushing what's possible with Gymkhana and Climkhana and all those insane projects. It was almost like we had a big reset. Especially for Japan, everything was shut down and no outside content creators could come in to showcase what the car culture is like there. A lot of people knew, but it wasn't so accessible and in your face. When things turn around and when they finally open their borders, me and all the other content creators in this space went to Japan, showed the world how awesome it is and what it's like. It's given a reason for people to go and see it for themselves. And it's something that I've always promoted. You know, you're watching this stuff on this channel, also on the Hagerty channel on our Capturing Car Culture show. I'm showing you this stuff, but I also want you to explore for yourself. I want you to see it in person because that's the beauty of it. That's the fun part of it. It's worth saving up for. That brings us all the way back to me talking about Retro Havoc and the fact that it's an event that is worth checking out in person. Car tourism is not big in Malaysia yet, but the government sees that there is something there, and that whole region sees that this is something that they need to tap into, and that's exactly what they're doing. This was the 10th year anniversary for Retro Havoc, and it's this car show that happens in this mall parking garage, and it's underground. It's always about 1,000 cars. At least for the past couple of years, there was such a crazy influx of cars from all over Southeast Asia. The highlight is the rollout. The show itself is great. It's super cool to see the cars up close. It's great to meet with a lot of the builders, a lot of the owners, but what everyone there is for is just the cars leaving all at once, and they make so much noise and they make so many pops and bangs. And this year, because one of the individuals was shooting fire, they hit the sprinklers. The sprinklers went off underground, and it was such a crazy scene for me to see and experience. It was like raining underground. I just cannot believe how unhinged it was. The exhaust fumes, as I've said in my last year's Capturing Car Culture episode, it was unbearable.
Legit almost passed out. I walked downstairs and I had to turn around because I was getting super lightheaded.
I finally found some sanctuary in the stairwell here, pretty much where everyone else is trying to escape from the fumes. Literally, if I just walk over onto this side, the other side of the glass door, I mean, I will literally just pass out. And I don't know how any of these people are walking around right now. It's just absolutely so crazy. Really, it's just something that couldn't exist anywhere else, and it is unique to Malaysia. I wouldn't say this year was more insane than the year before. Both years were so crazy. Both years had their highlights. This year, unfortunately, our Thai friends got in a little bit of trouble, which is such a bummer because the cops, I don't know why they targeted them specifically. There were so many cars that spit fire, and there were so many cars that were making a lot of noise, but they didn't get in trouble. But then as soon as the Thai guys came out, they weren't even on the road yet. They weren't even breaking the law yet. They were still in the parking garage, but I think because they didn't understand Malay and they also don't really understand English that well, they actually got tricked into pulling their cars onto the street, which now the cars became illegal because they didn't have Malaysian registration. They were able to impound the cars, and unfortunately, all the Thai guys lost their cars for a couple months, which is such a huge bummer. But it's just one of those things that is very unfortunate, and hopefully it doesn't happen again at Retro Havoc. If you're into this type of culture at all, and I know so many of you folks are going to Japan to check out that underground meat culture, this is, I would say, the ultimate underground meat. The scene is just spectacular, and there's so many people, and there's so many insane cars. It is worth the trip. If you ever wanted to go to Malaysia, and if you ever wanted to go to Kuala Lumpur, it is completely worth seeing in person. This is the beauty of what I've been doing recently. It's too easy to think about car culture being only in the major hubs, right? Of course, Japan, US, UK, Australia, a lot of the Western influenced countries. But there's so much happening in Southeast Asia. There's so much happening in South America, Central America. There's so much happening in the Middle East. It's so crazy to see what car culture has become, even just from when I started. And I'm just so glad to be able to document it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys at Retro Havoc, because it's an event that I'm looking forward to every single year.